Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture. Today I will discuss about the SQL injection. So first I will introduce you with the SQL injection. So SQL injection has been around for at least 20 years, but it is no less powerful or dangerous than any other attack we have covered so far. It is designed to exploit flaws in a website or the web applications. The attack works by inserting code into an existing line of a code prior to its being executed by a database. If SQL injection is successful, attackers can cause their own code to run. In the real world, this attack has proven dangerous because many developers are either not aware of the threat or don't understand its seriousness, and in some cases don't even know how to defend against it. Developers should be aware of the following. SQL injection is typically a result of flaws in the web applications or website and is not an issue with the database. SQL injection is the source of many of the high-level or well-known attacks on the internet. The goal of attacks of this type is not submit commands through a web application to a database in order to retrieve or manipulate the data. The usual cause of this type of flaw is important and improper of absent input validation, those allowing code to pass unimpeded to the database without being verified. From the attacker's side, vulnerability to SQL injection is very easy to detect. Visiting a suspect site and getting it to generate errors message can indicate a potential vulnerability to this type of attack. In addition, the vulnerability of automated and effective tools has increased, setting the bar even lower for successful execution of the attack. And in the following example, an attacker with username link insert their name after the equal sign following the where owner, who is used to include the string name delete from items for it name into an existing SQL command, and the query becomes following the queries is like this one. And then many of the common database products such as Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle's Sable allows several SQL statements separated by the semicolon to the executed at once, and in other databases this technique will generate an error and fail. So knowing the database you are attacking is essential. In an attack, enter the string name delete from items, select from items where the following three valid statements will be created like this one. So a good way to prevent SQL injection attacks is to use input validation, and which ensures that the only approved characters are accepted. Use whitelist, which detects safe characters, and blacklist, which detects the unsafe characters. Now we will discuss about the result of SQL injection. What can be accomplished as a result of a SQL injection attack? Well, there are a huge number of possibilities, which are limited only by the configuration of the system and the skill of the attacker. If an attack is successful, a host of problems could result. Consider the following a sample of the potential outcomes. The identity spoofing through manipulating database to insert debugs and bogus or the misleading information such as email address and contact information. The alteration of price in e-commerce applications. In this attack, the intruder once again alters data but does so with the intention of changing price information in order to purchase products or services at a reduced rate. Alteration of data or outright replacement of data in existing database with information created by the attacker. And the escalation of a privilege to increase the level of access an attacker has to the system up to and including full administrative access to the operating system. Denials of service performed by flooding with the server with request designed to overwhelm the system, and the data extraction and disclosure of all data on the system through the manipulation of that database. Destruction or corruption of data through the rewriting, alternating or other means, eliminating or altering transactions that have been or will be committed. And then the anatomy of a web applications. First, a web application is the target of a SQL injection attack. So you must understand how these apps work. A web app can be described simply as an application that is accessed through a web browser or applications. However, we need to be a little more detailed with our description for you to better understand the SQL injection. In essence, a web application works by performing these steps. The user makes a request through the web browser from the internet to the web server. The web server accepts the request and forwards to the applicable web application server. The web application server performs the requested task. The web application accesses the entire database available and responds to the web server. The web server responds to the user once the transaction is complete. The requested information appears on the user's monitor. The details involved in the steps can change depending on the applications involved. So the server side vs client side technologies. First, let's look at the type of technologies involved in browsing and working with the web. Then mainly fall into two areas: client side and server side technologies. Server side technologies are those that run and are executed on the server itself before delivering information to the requester. Client side technologies are those that run within the browser or somewhere on the client side. For the purpose of our discussion, we will not be covering client side technologies here. Server side technologies come in many varieties and types, each of which offers something specific to the users. Generally, each of the technologies allows the creation of dynamic data driven web applications. You can use a wide range of server side technologies to create this type of web applications. Among them are the following: the ASP, ASP.NET, Oracle, PHP, JSP, SQL Server, IBM DB2, MySQL, Ruby on Rails. All of these technologies are powerful and offer the ability to generate web applications that are extremely versatile. It also has vulnerabilities that can lead to it being compromised. But this in my the next lecture is not this lecture is not about those. This lecture is like SQL injection is designed to target the code that is used to make the technologies access a database as part of its functioning. This code, when incorrectly crafted, can be scrutinized and result in the vulnerabilities being uncovered and exploited. It may seem as exploiting vulnerabilities in code is an easy thing to do, but in reality it is nowhere near an easy task. In this case of SQL injection, understanding the no-case and the intricacies is a key to taking advantage of weaknesses and flaws in code. So thank you everyone.